Hi everybody! I'm going to be doing another drawing tutorial today, and this one is going to be about how to draw a hedgehog with glasses, but not just any glasses. We are going to be putting heart glasses on this hedgehog. Although if you decide you want to change the size or the shape of the glasses, or if you don't want to add any at all, you can just follow along with me to draw a hedgehog. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and as always, I am going to start with the eyes of the hedgehog, and these are going to be two little circles that we make totally black except for a little white highlight that we leave up in the top. And I'm going to do one over here. And you make sure that you want to make sure these are kind of the same size and that the tops are in line with each other, and so are the bottoms. And you will notice that I am drawing with a pen. I'm only doing that because the pen shows up better on the video than it would if I was doing this in pencil. So I would suggest that you work in pencil if you are following along with the video. Now, the next thing I would do for a hedgehog is I would give it a little nose. Hedgehog noses are a little bit more on the round side. They aren't very rectangular. I wouldn't say they're necessarily like a circle because they're still a little bit squarish, but they're definitely not a circle, not really a rectangle, not really even a rectangle that's like been rounded on the edges. So you can see it's just kind of a blob. And then I'm gonna leave a little bitty highlight right there because my nose is shiny. I'm just gonna shade in the rest of this. So that's gonna be my little hedgehog nose. And then I'm gonna give him a tiny little mouth. And this is just gonna be almost like the sideways number 3 that I usually do, but a lot flatter. So you'll see I'm gonna start up so that I'm a little bit above the bottom of the nose like this. I'm gonna go down and then I'm gonna curve. So see how that's like not quite in line with the bottom of the nose. It's a little bit higher up. And then I went down and then I went back up. So usually I would just go down and go back up, but this time I'm giving it a little bit of a flat edge on that side. And then on the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing. Just like that. And that's gonna be my mouth. And then I gotta draw the chin of this little guy. Just like that. So now my hedgehog has a little bitty chin, and it has a mouth, and it has a snout. Now to make this look even more like a snout, what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a little bitty line that's coming from each eye, just like that. So now it really looks like a snout. And we're gonna draw a little bitty line like this. So that just shows that your snout is curved. The next thing I'm gonna do is I am going to draw kind of a zigzag line that goes right in between the eyes. So you can see that's like halfway down each eye and it just goes straight across. Then I'm going to do a zigzag line that's kind of in the shape of a C, and that's gonna come right down to the mouth that I have. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. So see, it's kind of like shaped like a C, and then it just meets up with that mouthpiece that's right here. Now, that's gonna be the little face of your hedgehog. Hedgehogs a lot of times have like a little brown face, and then they have a white outline, and they have their prickles up here. So I'm gonna be trying to imitate that as close as I can. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw the zigzag that's like the top of the white space, and I'm just gonna do it so that it lines up with the edge of this eye, and it lines up with the edge of that eye. And the reason why I only did that zigzag that far is because I'm going to make the ear right here. And I'm going to make another ear right there. So you can see I made sure that zigzag only went about as far across as the eyes. And then the ear starts right at the edge of that eye and the right at the edge of that eye. So if you lined that up. And then I'm just going to make that zigzag kind of go over the bottom of the ear. Just like that. And then I'm going to continue the zigzag just down the edge of either side of the hedgehog. And I'm going to finish it off in the middle. So you can see essentially what I did was I made a zigzag line, but it's like in the shape of a circle. So that's kind of like this hedgehog's body. And then I'm going to add the prickles up here in a little bit. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make his little bitty paws. And his paws are just going to be kind of like circles with flat bottoms that are going to sit right there. And you'll have another one right there. And then I got to draw his toes. One toe, two, three. Then that makes 1, 2, 3, 4 toes. I'm going to do another one over here. 1, 2, 3. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 toes. And I'm just going to give him some little bitty nails. And those are just going to be these little tiny circles that go at the very bottom of each toe. Perfect. And then I'm going to do one more little zigzag right here. And then I'm going to do another zigzag that goes all the way up and around this hedgehog. And I apologize, I realized that the video just cut off a little bit there. So now I have it so that you can see this whole thing. So there's a circle zigzag that goes all the way around that hedgehog. So that's going to be where all of the hedgehog's little prickles are. Now, if you are drawing with a pencil, I would suggest switching to a marker just to do the prickly pieces, because that's going to be the easiest way to draw all of the little prickles. And you don't have to do all of those if you don't want to. You could just leave it just like this. But I'm just going to demonstrate how I would do the little pointy parts that are all up here. So because I have a marker, this is really easy for me. And you can do these little spines one of two ways. You can just do quick dashes like this, or you can do V's like this. And you can see I'm just layering them in. You can do as many or as few of these as you would like. You don't have to fill in the whole hedgehog with these, but you can. It will look more realistic if you do. And I'm going to change these ones that I did just with dashes so that they all look like these. There we go. And then I'm just going to fill in a bunch more of my little hedgehog spines. You can tell this guy's starting to look a lot more realistic now that I have these details in here. And that's how I'm going to do all of my hedgehog's little prickly points. Now, the next thing that I would do for this hedgehog is, if you have a pencil, go back to that pencil, because I only want you to use the marker for the prickly spines if you're going to use the marker for that. So I would go ahead and switch back to a pencil, or if you have a colored pencil, maybe switch to that next. And the reason for that is I am going to shade in the face of this little hedgehog with kind of like a light brown. You can shade it in with like a dark brown or a light brown or any brown that you happen to have. And I'm just kind of gonna shade in there because their snout is usually gonna be brown. And if you notice when I'm coloring this, I'm coloring it in different directions. So I go up in the middle, then I kind of go diagonal this way, then I kind of go this way, and then this way. And it's almost like I'm coloring in the same direction that I would color if I was just going in the same direction as like hands of a clock. So the hand of a clock goes up in the middle, then it goes diagonal on the side, Then it starts going more flat and more flat and more flat. That's the best way to color really realistic fur, is to follow that same pattern, because most animals, their fur grows in that pattern around their face, all kind of surrounding their nose. So like the nose is like the middle of the clock. Okay. So now my hedgehog has got a shaded in face where I want it to be shaded in. And then I'm gonna just color in the ears really quick. And again, if you don't have a colored pencil, you can also just shade all of this with pencil. That's also totally fine. Your hedgehog can be black and white. That would be cool too. Oh, here we go. I think that looks pretty good. Now, the last thing I'm going to do on my hedgehog is going to be to add heart glasses. You do not need to add these heart glasses. If you would prefer to just leave it as a cute little hedgehog, you can leave it as your cute little hedgehog and color it in, or add whatever you want to him. But this is going to be the next step of my process if you would like to follow along. So, to start with glasses, I find that it is the easiest to go ahead and draw the outline of each side. And I kind of like to try and draw the tops first. So for these hearts, they're going to be kind of like smooth shaped hearts. I'm going to do that right up above that eye. And then I'm going to do another one right above this eye. And I just find it's easiest for me to do the top first to make sure that I kind of have them in the right space. And then I can draw the rest. So now I'm going to have the rest of that heart go out, down over the eye and over part of the face. And if they're not perfectly the same shape, that's okay. Nothing is really perfect. And then I would have my little piece that goes over the nose right here. And there you have it. If you wanted, you could add either side of the glasses going this direction or this direction, but I think I'm just gonna leave my little hedgehog just like this. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope we have some really adorable hedgehogs that all came about as a result of this video. Y'all have a great day.